If you've ever watched your young athletes spiral after a bad game, even if they played well, you might be seeing the impact of perfectionism. Hi, parents. I'm Valerie Alston, mental skills coach, and today I'm going to be breaking down the difference between perfectionism and healthy striving, the real costs of perfectionism, and giving you three practical ways to help your athlete shift into a mindset that builds confidence and doesn't crush it. So let's jump in. Perfectionism sounds like it would be a good idea on the surface, right? It creates high standards, it pushes people hard, they never settle, right? But here's the truth. Perfectionism is actually the enemy of confidence. But why? Because perfectionism sets goals that are often impossible to achieve, like a softball player expecting to go 3 for 3 every game, or a goalie expecting to stop every single shot. That's just not realistic. And in fact, it's impossible, even for the pros. And when a kid doesn't meet those expectations or those impossible goals, it's not just that they feel like they've fallen short, they feel like they're a failure. And over time, that leads to low confidence, it creates anxiety, and a growing fear of failure that stops them from taking calculated risks and trying new things, whether that's trying a new position, taking that last shot in the game, or just enjoying the game. So let's be clear. High standards are great, okay? But there's a big difference between perfectionism and healthy striving. Perfectionism tends to be very outcome obsessed. It's externally driven on things like trying to impress coaches or parents or teammates. It's really harsh and critical and tends to be rooted in fear. And it's a moving target because no matter what you achieve, it never seems to be enough. Healthy striving, on the other hand, is really process focused. It's internally motivated and based on your own personal growth and development and the your own personal definitions of success. It's realistic and flexible, and it's built on self-compassion and progress. It enables you to have high standards, but build in room for being human. Here's an example. I was working with a basketball player a little while back, and she was getting very discouraged and losing her enjoyment of the sport if she didn't score 20 points every game. But that didn't account for things like she was being double teamed. There were sometimes playing really strong opponents, or maybe she just was having an off night because she's human, right? All of her confidence was wrapped up and was tied to her very narrow definition of success was getting 20 points each game. So what we worked on is shifting her goals to more percentage focus, like shooting accuracy, and added other ways for her to define what a good game meant. Things like how many assists did she get, rebounds, the quality of her leadership on the court. And what we found is that as she started to put her attention on these things in addition to her shooting, her confidence came back because her success wasn't all or nothing anymore. She had more opportunities of what counted as success. So, how can you help your athlete shift from perfectionism into healthy striving? First, you want to make sure that you help broaden their definition of success. Don't just celebrate goals or wins, celebrate effort, those small decisions that they make, the communication that they have with their teammates, the hustle plays. And to do that, ask after games, hey, what was something that you were proud of from today? Or sharing something, here's what I saw you do today, and I'm super proud of that. And what that does is it trains them to see that success is more than just what happens on a scoreboard or in a scorecard. It also is about who they are, how they play the game. The second opportunity is to shift the goals to what they can control. So instead of something like, I want to score 3 goals, helping them aim for something like, I want to take 5 quality shots on goal, or I want to be aggressive on defense. That process based goal helps them build confidence because they're achievable and they're achievable every game regardless of the outcome of that game. The third strategy is to talk about mistakes as learning opportunities. When they mess up, and they will, resist the urge to fix or judge. Instead, say things like, hey, what can you take away from that? Or what would you try differently next time? This keeps them in that growth mindset and shows that failure is part of the process and it's not proof that they're not good enough. It's, in fact, a necessary process for developing and growing. So, perfectionism doesn't lead to peak performance. It leads to burnout, anxiety, and shrinking confidence. But healthy striving, that's where growth happens. That's where joy returns. And that's where your athlete starts to feel in control, even in the face of tough competition. So, parents, model it, talk about it, celebrate it. Your influence can be the difference between a kid who fears failure and one who learns to rise from it.